It's the Eastern Conference on display featuring the Philadelphia 76ers. Sit back and enjoy this presentation of NBA basketball on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. The Pistons hoping for a happy ending to close out their homestand before hitting the road. They've lost their last 3 games, and guys, they'd like that streak to end tonight here.
Kevin, you're right. It has not been pretty of late for this team, but it appears as though help is on the way. They've got a chance to get this streak stopped against a team they should beat.
Yeah, this game gives them an excellent opportunity to put a stop to the losing streak that they desperately need to take advantage of.
Now a look at Philadelphia's starting lineup. We've got Robert Covington, Okafor out there with Noel. Then it's Smith, and it's Stauskas in at the 2 spot.
And guys, this 76ers team still trying to forge an identity. One thing that is sure, they will attack the basket, and a lot of fearless players on this roster.
Morris kicks to Harris. It's taken away by Smith. Here's Covington. Can't get it to go. Good work defensively by Morris. Throws it up high. Okafor with the steal. Here's Stauskas, guarded by Jackson. Covington kicks to Smith. Lays it up, and despite of the excellent defense at that, Smith's got his team on the board to start the game for the 76ers. Outside Jackson. Here's Drummond. There's the killer 2-handed slam.
And guys, isn't it great to see a player who works that hard on the glass at both ends?
Well said, G. That's the way he has built, his reputation. Clark grinding away, 100% effort all the time.
And Kevin, all that effort pays off. How many of those spectacular putback jams do we see from this guy? A bunch.
Now, here is Smith. He provides a good amount of offense for the team, averaging around 11.5 points a game. Back to Noel. Smith outside. Noel, a screen on Drummond. Smith dishes to Noel.
And he placed that pass out in front of him and let him just run into it in rhythm.
Outside Jackson. And he gets it to go. Jackson's got 5 now.
How about the way he's able to angle his body to shield the big fella off and still get the finish?
You've got to be clever with your sleight of hand when you get inside and try to finish against the bigger guys. And he made it look easy that time.
Almost intimidating the defense there. They didn't even try to get back on defense.
Well, I don't think it would have mattered even if they did try to get back, Greg. I mean, there was no way anybody was going to beat him to the bucket there.
Here's Covington. And they're going to count the bucket and send him to the line. It could be a 3-point play.
What a play there. The hoop plus the harm.
Yeah, great concentration there, Greg. Hung in there. He didn't let that contact throw him off at all. Stayed focused on the rim, knew he was going to get hit, and still was able to finish.
And the 76ers making a change here. Carl Landry's checked in for Okafor. Jeremy Grant comes in for Noel. Thompson, he's checked in for Stauskas. And it's Cannon in for Ish Smith. Cannon kicks to Landry. The dish to Cannon. And the officials whistle a foul on the shot. The bucket's good. He'll go to the line. A different look here for Detroit. Reggie Bullock comes in for Tobias Harris. And Steve Blake is subbed in for Jackson. The 76ers have shot just 1 free throw earlier. 1 for 1 in the game.
And the season numbers for them at the line thus far are really poor. Something I'm sure they are making a point of emphasis.
I know that's an aspect they've been trying to address as a team. I mean, they've got to get those free throw numbers up and improve. Now you're talking about a power surge. That's how you power that thing down.
He went hard to the hoop, Clark, and didn't disappoint when he got there.
Yeah, ain't no reason to be passive now. You have got to go in attack mode.
Here's Cannon. He gives his team some nice contributions, averaging a bit over 10 points a game. Now, look at that jam. That is just beautiful. Here he comes, and there he goes.
Look at him punish that rack.
Check out the fellas. Check out his teammates over on the bench. So they are going crazy.
Landry with the screen. Tipped away. No good. And Detroit the other way now. They're moving on after the tough loss they took at the hands of the Nuggets.
You know, I don't like to use the word shock, but that was a shocking result for me. Nobody saw that one coming. To lose to that team was surprising enough, but to get blown out like that?
I know. I mean, I'm with you there. It just seemed as though they were sleepwalking their way through that entire game. It was, in my estimation, just inexcusable.
Here's Tolliver. A good close cut. Welcome back, folks. We have a close game here at the start of the second quarter of play. And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for the Pistons.
They've set the first half tone by getting out on the fast break and getting the defenders on their heels.
They've gotten their fair share of points off turnovers so far tonight, too.
So to begin the second quarter for the Philadelphia 76ers, Grant at small forward with Noel at the 4. Stauskas is out there with Smith. And it's Okafor in at center. Now here is Smith. He dishes it to Okafor. That's good. Okafor's got his first bucket of the night.
If you give him an inch of space, he's going to make you pay.
And Drummond throws it down.
Maybe could have tried for a more memorable dunk than that.
And we know he's capable of those memorable dunks.
Yeah, and when he's got a lead like that, why not take a few chances? A lot more engaging and entertaining than just doing the old ho-hum one-hander.
Pistons leading by 6.
And Detroit was a 32-50 record last season. They didn't have any help from the schedule. They had a total of 22 back-to-back series on the year, tied for most in the league.
And Philadelphia decides to take their first timeout right here. Greg, as you just said, the Pistons had a ton of back-to-back games. 44 were part of their back-to-backs, over half their schedule. Clark, they went 15-29 in those games.
And that's part of the reason why the NBA wanted to examine the schedule. I mean, it was a tough year for the Pistons. It's hard to get any momentum when you're playing that many back-to-backs.
Okafor with a screen on Johnson. Just 3 to shoot. And good on the basket. Book it. Okafor's got his second bucket tonight.
I'll tell you what, the defenders didn't even get a sniff of him on that move to the hoop.
And the Pistons decide to take their first timeout right here. Well, the plan has been obvious now, Clark, for a while. The 76ers really loading up on young players, letting them see a lot of minutes, and we're hoping it's going to bear some fruit, as you like to say, coming up.
Exactly, and it will in time because they've accumulated some really nice young talent, Kevin.
Johnson for 3. Rebound by Stauskas. The 76ers trail by 6. Smith kicks to Stauskas. Noel passes to Smith. Back to Noel. Banked in off the glass. Noel's got his second basket of the game.
And with the 76ers, it's not just on the floor that they have stifled the progress. That they've taken 2 top picks knowing they would sit out a full year just to rehab injuries. And you know what? That's one of those heat checks if he's taking shots like that.
Yeah, heat check or not, I don't care how hot he may or may not be. He's not making that one.
And here's Covington from the arc. Pistons leading by 4. Jackson kicks to Harris. Takes a 3. The Pistons rebound. Back to Jackson. Harris dishes to Jackson. Good, and Harris gets the assist. 12 points for Reggie Jackson.
You know, one thing few people talk about with the Sixers, this plan of building through the draft and with young players. What if it actually works to their benefit? Then it would become a copycat strategy, because we know in the NBA it's a herd mentality if something works.
Near the three-point line, it's Morris. And the basket by Harris.
The number of points they've scored in the paint already today is pretty eye-opening.
It really is, Clark. The defenders need to do a better job of closing those lanes to the hoop. And it's coming easy for them right now. 5 baskets in a row in the paint.
And I say, hey, if it keeps working, go to it. Stay with it. I mean, until the defense responds and provides more resistance, keep making them pay.
And Detroit has possession. Philadelphia getting their last shot to go. Got a piece of it. It's taken away by Smith. Covington kicks to Smith. Pass to Noel. Screen by Smith. Shot clock at 5. And here's Covington from the arc. Does not score again. That's his 4th miss against 1 make. Harris. Harris missing again.
A chance here to go 2 for 1.
Boy, they've got to ramp up the speed and make it happen in a hurry.
It's his first trip to the line. That's good from Harris. And the 76ers with a completely new group now. Good on both.
And guys, the Spurs coaching tree extends pretty far these days. Coach Brett Brown, another former member of the Spurs staff, to be leading an NBA team.
Here's Cannon. Landry with the screen. It's deflected. Here's Jackson. Finished off the break. Jackson's got 7 points here in this quarter.
No doubt that is within his range.
Well, I would hope so. He's a pro, and it was only a 1-footer. Come on now.
And that does it for the first half of play. Pistons lead by 9. And don't go away. After the break, we'll see you right back here for the start of the third quarter. The second half just about to get going here. One of the stories here, Reggie Jackson getting it done today.
The way he was able to attack the rim in that first half, defenders are going to need to start building walls and being connected defensively if they want to have any chance to stop him.
Now, come on, Greg. That's much easier said than done when he's the penetrator. I mean, his speed and agility make him extremely tough to cover.
And now the third quarter about to get going. One of the stories here, Reggie Jackson getting it done today.
I know we've said this many times before, but what a great first half. Just an offensive juggernaut.
And, you know, in the end, I wouldn't be surprised if we're talking about what a great second half he had, guys. I mean, he can usually keep it going for all 4 quarters.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for the second half of basketball. On the floor for Detroit, Jackson is out there with Johnson. Then there's Harris. Then it's Marcus Morris. And it's Drummond in at the center, locking down the middle. Morris, no good.
You know, the alley-oop is a great play when it works, but boy, when it doesn't.
Yeah, it can make you look silly. It embarrasses you. And we had a little silliness right there for sure.
It's tipped. And stolen by Drummond. Out of bounds, Philadelphia takes possession. And now the 2K leaderboard. If you want to talk defense and talk block shots, just have a look at these teams, what they've done the last month. The 76ers #1.
They have been racking up the blocks lately. I mean, if they keep this up, they're going to be a very difficult matchup for anybody.
And the 76ers call time here. Outplayed in the previous game on their schedule, losing to Sacramento.
You hate losing the entire game because you fall apart in the fourth quarter like these guys did. They got way too comfortable with the lead way too early.
And you're right. They had one foot in the locker room when there was still plenty of time left on the clock.
Out to Smith. Rebound, Detroit. Harris has got 3 rebounds so far in the game.
And they start the second half with 3 straight misses.
Smith with it. Guarded now by Jackson. Out to the right wing. Covington passes to Smith. Dishes it to Okafor. Shot clock at 6. And it's Smith penetrating. Sweet little floater. Smith's got 6.
Oh, such a field shot there, the floater. And, you know, the NBA loves to experiment with different rules in different ways. The D-League last season used international rules for goaltending. And that small change makes a huge impact on the defensive end.
There you go, fans. Your
Pistons leading by 10. Outside Jackson. Inside. Here's Harris. Detroit, no good that time either. And for the international rules of goaltending, players are allowed to touch the ball after it hits the iron, even if it is over the cylinder.
I'm not sure if the NBA is going to adapt that rule, but I think it wouldn't be a big deal to adapt it because there aren't a lot of times that play happens in the game. I think it would be a small percentage of those plays over the course of the season.
It's rebounded by Stauskas.
This shot's just, it's not there right now. With this team leading, perhaps, you know, let's focus on some other areas of the game.
Now here's Okafor. He has 6. And the shot counts. He's fouled, and it's a chance for a 3-point play.
And with that matchup doing what he was able to do there, just muscling inside, he's not going to have a lot of problems.
Catching up on the changes for Philadelphia. Grant, he's checked in for Nerlens Noel. Thompson comes in for Nick Stauskas. And it's Cannon in for Ish Smith. Here's Jackson. 14 points for him. To the wing right side. Morris kicks to Jackson. Shoots it up. And he hits it just before the shot clock expires. Jackson's got 16. To the paint. Here's Okafor. Marvelous lead pass, and he throws it down.
Cutting into that lead a little bit. Way to finish.
And the basket is still shaking.
Oh, I mean, he has got power in bunches on that two-hand.
Covington. With the bucket.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agendas.
Yeah, and it's really fun to see that kind of unselfishness. Really hard not to appreciate all the assists they've racked up.
Okafor with the steal. With some arc. And it's laid up and in by Thompson. Now just a 3-point Piston lead.
Excellent ball movement there, guys.
And that's keyed this run. Passing it with purpose, the D hasn't been able to keep up. And look, rightfully disappointed with how they played here over the course of this run.
Yeah, you know, they haven't looked good at all here lately. Something has to change for him, and we'll see what he's got coming out of the timeout.
For the Pistons, Aaron Baines, he's checked in for Andre Drummond. Reggie Bullock comes in for Morris, and Steve Blake is subbed in for Reggie Jackson. There's a minute left in the third. Detroit, no good that time either. Here's Philadelphia. Stringing it together. They've got an 11-2 run going. Over to the left wing. Now the pass to Thompson. Some nice ball movement here by the 76ers. Here's Landry. Detroit with the rebound. They've held a 12-point lead earlier. They've got the Wizards ahead of them for the next game. It's in Washington. That will be a getaway game for them, a one-game road trip.
The entire defense was frozen-footed. Nobody picked up the shooter, Kevin.
Now 8 seconds separating the two clocks. Cannon dishes to Landry. 6 on the shot clock. Landry with the screen. Cannon, the pass to Landry. Bounces high off the rim and drops.
How about this run they're in the midst of, on the verge of tying it up or maybe even taking the lead?
Has been an unreal turnaround, and I give a lot of credit to the defense right along with what they did on offense, because the defense actually gave them the spark they needed.
And we just finished the third quarter, and we've got a tight ball game here. It's Detroit. We've got a great game on our hands as we welcome you back. The fourth quarter of action getting started. Philadelphia with the ball. It's a 3-point game. On the court for Philadelphia to start the fourth. They've got Smith. Grant is out there with Nerlens Noel. Then it's Hollis Thompson. Smith on the wing, guarded by Blake. Smith kicks to Thompson. And the shot is good. Thompson's got the fourth quarter going with the first basket of the period here for Philadelphia.
And the crisp passing has opened things up for them offensively.
10 straight points off assists. That's very impressive, and it also makes the game easy and fun to watch.
Blake dishes to Tolliver. Right wing. Clock at 4. Here's Bullock. No good on the shot. A bit long that time.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
Back to Thompson to take the lead. They get it again. 4-3, Covington. Out of bounds. Detroit. Takes possession. So Detroit ends up going with the new group. And the 76ers also making a change. Okafor's checked in. Jackson again. Smith. Drummond the screen. And here's Morris for 3. The 76ers have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start the fourth quarter. Smith the pass to Covington. Okafor kicks to Covington. Back to Okafor. It's stolen by Morris. Now Detroit moving it up. And Jackson with the basket on the assist from Tobias Harris. 18 points for Reggie Jackson. And a look at how the hustle game has been going for the Pistons.
Boy, their hounding, harassing effort at the defensive end, very impressive. And they forced quite a few turnovers as a result.
Yeah, but also, they haven't missed a beat in terms of their fast break game. That's been equally as effective all night long.
And he knocks down the first one. Stauskas is checked in for Philadelphia. So he hits 1 of 2 from the stripe.
Yeah, being down 2 points instead of 1 thanks to the free throw miss makes getting a stop here absolutely critical. Man, can you always depend on him or what to lead you to the right place with that pass? Money.
An even 3-on-3 break. Noel dishes to Okafor. And it's sent back by Drummond. And here comes Harris leading the fast break. Ball stolen. Smith outside. And it's Okafor at the elbow. Jackson comes over with the double. That's a 2 from Smith. Some solid defense from Harris. Pistons leading by 4. Jacks up a 3. Detroit, no good that time either. Philadelphia has gotten off to an 0 for 2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. And it's Smith penetrating. Covington passes to Stauskas. Here's Okafor. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2. That one on Johnson. He's off on the first.
He's done a much better job of getting to the line here. Aggressively taking it inside and not shying away from contact. I thought he was settling a bit in the first.
Thompson, he's checked in for the 76ers. Now a timeout called by Detroit.
And I think taking a time here to talk things over is a smart idea.
One of the things you want to do is make sure everybody is clearly on the same page with the game plan. And sometimes you need a timeout to make sure that's the case.
Doris Burke has some information for us. Doris?
Over that last break, Kevin, I got a chance to hear what Stan Van Gundy said to the team. He told them the game is right there for the taking, fellas, but we've got to be first. First to loose balls, first to the rim. We have to give our all right here. Kevin, now's the time.
Wow, I tell you what, those free throws will give them some much-needed breathing room. 2-possession game now.
Smith gets to Okafor. Back to Smith. Philadelphia moving the ball around. Good D by Drummond.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there.
Now a timeout called by Detroit. They're up by 5. There's 1:38 left in the fourth quarter.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Detroit Pistons dancers.
Now a timeout called by Detroit. They're up by 5. There's 1:38 left here in the fourth quarter. Pistons leading by 5. Here's Jackson. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2.
That's his first personal foul.
Good on the first, and that increases their lead to 6. Second one is good. Hitting both at the line, and it's a 7-point game.
Those foul shots put them that much more in the driver's seat.
Smith against Jackson. Here's Okafor. Yes, and it's Smith with the assist that time. Smith's got 5 assists in the game. The Pistons have gone 2 for 5 on field goal attempts in the fourth quarter. Morris outside. Feeds it to Drummond. We've got 1:08 left to play in the final quarter.
Boy, that was a violent throw down there.
You're telling me.
I mean, it's almost like he doesn't like the rim.
And he gets it to go as they call the foul. He's on his way to the line for one more.
And really just led him to his sweet spot for that finish.
That one misses for Okafor.
Boy, they came out of the locker room at halftime with a much more physical disposition than they had in the first half.
And that helps, Clark. They've gotten extra trips to the foul line, and they need that to continue if they're going to get back in this game. And Kevin, maybe the play of the game right there.
A tremendous instinct spray to come up with a steal and then attack the basket.
Game changer right there, guys. An unbelievable play to make it this stage of a really tight ball game.
Here's Jackson. Here's Drummond. Money!
Where's the box out? Some easy second chance opportunities there.
Those kinds of mistakes drive me crazy and will absolutely derail a team's chance to win.
Morris kicks to Jackson. Shot clock at 6. And it's Noel with the rebound. Smith outside. And so it's Detroit with the W. Probably a little closer than they would have liked it, but Clark, a win nonetheless.
Yeah, and it appeared to me as though the fans gave them the emotional boost they needed down the stretch, Kevin. This crowd was not going to let this one slip away.
Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and
look what happened when the game got sloppy. Introducing the Lone Ranger, the Kimo Sabi. The horses were big, the 10-gallon tracks. The hood cowboys with the 10-gallon raps. Rocking ACG boots and baseball caps. I agree, this ain't a simulation of the doo-doo. This is the shot said to get used to. Gangstar foundation to treat. We branched off, shine eye, just waited our chance to blast off. Year rounds in possession of Black Poet, Nick Khalil, the NYGs. I'm making diamonds out of pressure. My pipes are intact. Don't believe me? Ask your boy to back to the track. These recordings be important and responsible for drama like Sarah Palin, Joe Biden, McCain, and Obama.
Man, listen, we be on a life or death mission. Get paid like tuition or caged up in prison. One time for your mind, 2 ghetto politicians. 3 for all my niggas locked down in the system. Man, listen, we be on a life or death mission. Get paid like tuition or caged up in prison. One time for your mind, 2 ghetto politicians. 3 for all my niggas locked down in the system. NYG. They said New York fell off. Who bringing New York back? I'm like, where we went? What part the game is that? We've been here the whole time, anxiously waiting. And the streets paper chasing, pre-testing our pages. Now stop the presses. Listen up, this is not a lecture. More like a message with a flow that's as hot as peppers. Pop the only way you can stop this villain. I'm sick with it, couldn't with a moxicillin. I've been the illest since Ill Kid, Operation Red. Though I never contemplated that. Then that's a wrap. Turn your pages to 03. Chapter NYG's. Pants is my code D. No iron team, homie. Picture me solo. See what happened to Tony? What he did to Manolo. Here go that New York Giant.
It's the Pacers. In Indianapolis as we bring you an Eastern Conference contest. We welcome you this Thursday evening as we get set for some exciting NBA action on 2K Sports. I'm Kevin Harlan with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony and Doris Burke reporting from the sidelines. We take a look at the 76ers. They come in off a difficult stretch of home games, and a win here on the road would do a lot to get that confidence back.
And an opportunity for them to even this thing up in terms of the season series. A team they'll see 4 times in all, a win here would boost their confidence in the matchup.
It sure would. They say the great ones always bounce back from a bad game. That goes for teams as well as players. I mean, they want to answer back for their last showing against this team and show what they're made of here.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's check out who... on the floor, courtesy of Gatorade. So on the floor for Philadelphia, they've got Smith. Nerlens Noel is out there with Robert Covington. Then there's Okafor, and it's Stauskas in at the 2. Hill is screen on Smith. Hill kicks to Hill, and here's Ellis for 3. Some nice passing here by Indiana, and here's George for 3. That's no good. Misses his first shot of the night. Indiana on D. Defeated by the Hornets in their last game. They'll try to put that one behind them.
Yeah, the inability to make threes in that game, because they took a lot of them, I think, is why they ended up on the short end of the stick.
Yeah, they did take a bunch of them. Sometimes you can make up for poor three-point shooting with a strong inside game, but their inside game just wasn't strong enough.
And it's going to be a 24-second shot clock violation. They turn it over. Mahinmi's checked in for the Pacers. Hill drives in. Ellis dishes to George. Hill sets the screen for George. Pick up by Hill. And George kicks to Ellis. Back to George. Got a piece of it. One-on-one here. It's tipped. And up the court come the Pacers on the break. Ellis with the ball. Outside Hill. The three-pointer is right on target.
There's a chance he could have a big game if they don't D him up more tightly on the perimeter.
Smith kicks to Okafor. Yes, and it's Smith with the assist that time. Okafor's got his first bucket of the night.
Defensively, that possession better not start a trend, because they just handed him 2 points.
Hill passes to Ellis. 6 to shoot. Indiana needs to get a shot off. They grab their own miss. Outside for George. They set the pick. Ellis dishes to Hill. Goes back up. Shot's good by Turner. The 76ers trailed by 3. Well, the plan has been obvious now, Clark, for a while. The 76ers really loading up on young players, letting them see a lot of minutes, and we're hoping it's going to bear some fruit, as you like to say, coming up.
Exactly, and it will in time, because they've accumulated some really nice young talent, Kevin.
Uncovered. George, no good.
Boy, that's a warm-up jumper there. I mean, when you're a pro, you can't make excuses for missing that one.
Noel uses the glass to finish the layup.
You know, they've scored several times already here in the first quarter down low. I like that.
It's like a running game in football. When you can pound the basketball inside, it also allows you to control the team's transition. could be the first of a lot of mid-range jumpers that we see from him.
And the 76ers decide to take their first time out here. Outplayed in the previous game on their schedule, losing to Sacramento.
Kevin, I know they feel terrible about how it turned out. I mean, the game was really going as expected until they got surprised with the surge late in the game. Totally overtook them and took them by surprise as well.
And Clark, you summed it up right there. It was a shocking turn of events. Momentum, though, can do that to you.
And the 76ers making a change here. Carl Landry's checked in for Okafor. Grant comes in for Robert Covington. Thompson, he's checked in for Nick Stauskas. And it's Isaiah Cannon in for Smith. Shot clock at 5. Landry gets the bucket.
Those are the kind of nice inside looks they've gotten in the first half here.
And I think they should continue to work the ball down low, Clark. It's really going to free up their outside shooting.
Now here is Hill. He's provided them with some scoring punch and is averaging 13 points a game. We've got 28 seconds left to play in the first quarter. And the foul on Monte Ellis. That is his first foul. Of the game.
Yeah, clearly he had an established position there.
Yeah, and I like this call because you want the refs in that situation. If there's any doubt, err on the side of giving the benefit of the doubt to the offensive player. That should have been a block, and it was.
Here's Landry. Pacers with the rebound. Their last encounter was in Philadelphia, where they were able to handle the 76ers.
And the last time these teams met, it was a walk in the park, and everybody got in on the act. Their bench was spectacular.
At the end of one, a closely contested game so far. It's the Pacers up 2. And we'll be back in just a moment with the start of the second quarter. And the second quarter getting underway. No team gaining an edge so far. Let's quickly break down the game we've seen from the Pacers so far, guys.
I tell you what, the scoring has come in threes for the most part here so far.
Every time down the floor, it seems they're knocking down the triple.
So to begin the second quarter for the Philadelphia 76ers, Carl Landry is out there with Grant. Then there's Okafor. Then it's Thompson. Here's Landry. Beautiful dish, and the layup goes down. Landry's got his second basket.
The defense not putting up any fight on the inside. They've allowed 10 straight points in the paint.
That's not the kind of streak you want to be part of defensively. Tighten it up, fellas.
Shots good by Turner.
And guys, the Spurs coaching tree extends pretty far these days. Coach Brett Brown, another former member of the Spurs staff, to be leading an NBA team.
And the foul on Miles Turner. That is his first foul of the game. Robert Covington's checked in for the 76ers. Here's Okafor. He has been a nice option for them offensively, and he's averaging more than 17 points a game. Well, Greg, for Brett Brown and the Spurs connection, he was an assistant in San Antonio for 7 years, was really indoctrinated in how the Spurs conducted business, Clark, before coming to the 76ers.
Yeah, he's got an interesting accent, too, a mix of Boston Australian from where he grew up and where he spent a lot of time, but no doubting his passion and his coaching ability. He's good in both.
He was actually a head coach for Australia for a while in international play.
And you know what? You allow a guy to get right to the rim like that, that's your only option.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, free throws are always better than a layup, so I'd agree with you there, Greg.
Good on the second free throw. Pacers leading by 5. Out of bounds, Philadelphia takes possession.
Kevin, here we can get a good look at Indiana and what kind of numbers they've put up these last 10 games. 3rd and second chance points, 4th in rebounding. And they're in the top 3rd in the league in blocks. They're a team that really doesn't give many good looks.
And as for their number 2 ranking and second chance points, that relentless pursuit on the offensive glass has led to a lot of easy opportunities. And believe me, they don't miss many.
Stauskas kicks to Okafor. They set the screen. Off the pick. And the rejection by Mahimi. Inside. The kick out to Hill. And the rejection by Noel. Here's Mahimi. It's hauled in by the 76ers.
This is not the slam dunk contest. You don't get do-overs. You got to finish the job.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Yeah, I think they've got to ramp up the aggressiveness, Greg. I mean, if they don't, things are just going to get worse from here.
Back to George. Ellis kicks to George. 4 on the clock. Tries from 10. It's tipped. Now the 76ers on the break. Smith right side. He feeds it to Covington. Can't tie it up as that one's no good. Indiana leading by 3. George passes to Ellis. The shot from 20 feet away. The shot by Turner no good. Here's Noel. Throws down the breakaway jam.
Just a great job of attacking on the break.
Yeah, you know, exploding to the basket like that, Greg, just as soon as that ball was going the other way, that's exactly how you want to do it.
To the middle. And there's Paul George on the assist by Hill. And it's 7 points for Paul George. Timeout called the 76ers. And Philadelphia making a change here. Cannon's checked in. 1:35 left here in the second. There's a screen by Noel. Here's Cannon. He hasn't scored yet. That I'm sure will change.
Hard to get that one off with the size difference there. That makes it a tough individual matchup for him, especially down low.
Well, took on the big guys going in there and challenging them like he did. But boy, that was a nice job.
For Philadelphia, they've gone 4 of 7 from the field in this second quarter so far. And now Ellis running the look at that jam. Wow. I mean, just beautiful.
Well, that's why they're on the lead. Aggressive play at both ends. Very nicely done there.
Absolutely. They make the steal, pay dividends instantly on the fast break.
And the call will be against George Hill. That is his first foul of the game.
And really, these are some of the toughest calls an official has to make.
Yeah, but in this case, I think he got it right. I mean, the defender was still moving there and never really had good legal guarding position. He wasn't set.
Here's Landry. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. This is his first free throw of the game. He misses the free throw. And the second free throw, good.
They've been getting more and more physical as this game has gone along.
And it's starting to pay dividends. They've gotten a lot of trips to the line because of it in this second.
Outside, George. Indiana moving the ball around. On the wing, Turner. 76ers trailing. Down low. Here's Thompson. And it's all evened up. Thompson's got his first points in this one.
Boy, they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing that ball into the paint. Smash mouth basketball.
And Clark, it's a strategy that has served them well during the course of this first half.
And that'll do it for the first half. Game tied. And we'll be back right after halftime to get the third quarter underway. And we welcome you back. Glad to have you with us as more basketball is on the way. During the break, the players getting refueled with Gatorade and are looking amped up and ready to get going once again. You gotta like what Miles Turner, guys, has done in this game.
And his play in that first half, how about the discipline to go along with the efficiency, guys? His shot selection was just perfect.
I agree. I mean, whether it's been from mid-range or in tight, he is taking only what the defense is giving him and not trying to do too much. Very much playing within himself.
We have a close ball game on our hands as we get set for the second half of basketball. You gotta like what Miles Turner, guys, has done in this game.
Always been a dynamic scorer, and we saw in that first half the entire repertoire on display.
Yeah, he's a hard man to keep down, and so far they haven't found the answer for him. I don't know if there is an answer for him, quite honestly.
Mahinmi is out there with Turner. Then it's Ellis. Then it's Paul George. And it's Hill in the one spot. So that's the group out there for Indiana. Turner with the steal. And he lobs it up toward the rim. Mahinmi dishes to Hill. Ellis outside. Back to Turner. Ellis outside. Just 3 to shoot. And it's Turner finishing it off.
Boy, he threw out some punishment with that two-hand throwdown.
And Clark, now's the time to do it. Continue to attack that rim.
At the elbow, it's George. Outside Hill. Mahinmi with it. Now guarded by Noel. The basket counts and one. He'll go to the line with a chance to make it a three-point play. The Pacers shooting their first free throw attempt on the night.
And it's been an average year, really, at the free throw line for this group, only around 75%.
And, Kevin, it's something they've been working very hard to correct and to change. I mean, they know how important it is to fix that inability at the free throw line.
Out of bounds, Philadelphia takes possession.
Let's see how the 76ers have performed over the last few weeks. First in blocks, third in steals. And they haven't concerned themselves too much with running the fast break. I mean, they're still in the top half of the league when it comes to scoring in transition, but that's not their focal point.
And going back to that top ranking in terms of block shots, for me, it's been pure dominance. Defensively, they have such great presence around the rim, and at times, that gets in your head.
Here's Okafor, and he goes strong with the one-handed jam.
He is an automatic finisher when he gets into that area.
You know, he picks the simple one-handed stuff to get the 2 points.
Yeah, and in a close game, though, guys, those could be really important points.
Mahinmi kicks to Hill, and the layup's good off the glass. Hill's got 5 points now in the quarter.
You got to love the big bucket in the paint in this sort of grinded-out physical game.
That's the kind of look they can continue to go with. Maybe that'll help them create some separation on the scoreboard.
Some changes for Philadelphia. Jeremy Grant comes in for Okafor. And it's Thompson in for Stauskas. The 76ers trail by 6. Smith in the post. He's against Hill. Here's Grant. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2. It's going to be on Miles Turner. The 76ers shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game.
And the season numbers for them at the line thus far are really poor. Something I'm sure they are making a point of emphasis.
And, Kevin, it's something they've been working very hard to correct and to change. I mean, they know how important it is to fix that inability at the free throw line.
So Indiana ends up with a new group on the floor. Allen passes to Hill. And here we go. Thompson heading to the hoop.
That is such good work to make this a one-possession game. Terrific steal to get it all started.
And it's one thing to get the steal, but to so alertly turn it into a transition opportunity, even better.
Kicks to Allen. Off his leg. And they're saying he kicked the ball.
Number 12.
1:44 left in the third quarter. And Miles kicks to Allen. Knocked loose, but they get it back. Out of bounds. Pacers ball as Indiana keeps possession.
Pacers ball.
Already it's February. Let's see how the East is matching up. You look at Philadelphia. And checking out Philadelphia. Tied right now. .130 left in the third quarter. And it's Miles missing.
That's exactly how you have to defend him. He's a guy that the D needs to be aware of at all times.
And they're able to recover. Landry dishes to Cannon. And that's going to be a travel. Let's get some information from the 2K leaderboard. In about the last 10 games in the NBA, during that span, these teams had the most second chance points in the league. In third, the Pacers.
I mean, you love their aggressiveness, not settling for one shot offensively, but really running down those loose boards and converting for extra points.
Catching up on the changes now for Indiana. Turner's checked in for LaVoy Allen. Paul George comes in for Hill. Ellis, he's checked in for C.J. Miles. And George Hill's subbed in for Young.
And that's how it's done. I mean, find that hole in the D and then go hard to the rack.
Maybe that hole was a little bigger than it should have been.
Well, it was. I mean, a tight game like this one, you'd think they'd have a little more energy at the defensive end than that.
Pocket 2. T2 from Hill. Again, missing Hill. There's a 4-second difference from the shot clock to the game clock. It's George on the wing. Hill sets the screen for George. To the middle. Kicks it out to Ellis. Indiana moving the ball around. Stolen by Grant. For the tie. And Turner with the block. And that's out of bounds. Philadelphia will retain possession. It's still anybody's game as we've reached the end of 3. Pacers lead by 2. And time for the short break, and stay right where you are. The fourth quarter is coming up next. We've got a great game on our hands as we welcome you back. The fourth quarter of action getting started. On the court for Philadelphia to start the fourth. We've got Okafor. Smith is out there with Stauskas. Then it's Noel. And it's Covington in the small forward. Okafor with the screen on Turner. And it's Okafor off the drive. Can't connect from short range.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there.
George with the ball. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2. And now we'll get perspective here on how the hustle game has been going for the Pacers.
You know, block shots, guys, a clear indicator on the stat sheet of their excellent defense. I mean, leaving them no room to get off any shots.
Yeah, and another thing, they've created a lot of turnovers, but they've also been able to convert when they've gotten down in transition.
Noel. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Jordan Hill. That is his first foul of the game.
I mean, I like the call. I thought the defense was just there a little late.
Yeah, it looked like it. I mean, he kind of slid underneath as he got to the spot, too.
Passes it to Covington. Clock at 6. Stauskas kicks to Okafor. 9 feet out.
And the shots just continue to say no in terms of falling.
Here's George. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2.
Wow, he got whacked on that one. Shouldn't be much debate there.
Blatant contact. Straightforward call. Simple.
And both free throws good for Paul George.
Well, as far as the league's big men go, he's one of the very best at the foul line.
Timeout called the 76ers.
You know what? I think he thinks he can make a few improvements to how things are going on right now.
Yeah, and you know, coaches always are looking for ways to tweak things and change it up a little bit, no matter what the situation is. That's what coaches do.
Doris Burke has an update for us. Doris?
Well, over that break, I listened in on Brett Brown's huddle. He was not at all satisfied with their effort level, saying, we're losing the hustle plays and all the 50-50 balls. We simply can't win that way. We've got to get after it. Let's see how they respond, Kevin.
Boy, he's just dangling from the rim after sending it through there.
You can see which team now has the swagger Clark right now.
Yeah.
That is just nasty.
The athleticism on that finish.
How's that for a one-man show? Put this fella on Broadway. Self-service.
The most magnificent alley-oop he could have challenged.
Yeah, and he pulls that one off, guys, to perfection.
Pick up by Hill. And it's Ellis penetrating. George, that's a two-pointer. Yes, and it's Ellis picking up the assist. George has got the lead up to 8 now for the Pacers. Here's Smith. And it's sent back by Hill. Covington kicks to Stauskas. Noel, a screen on Ellis. Here's Stauskas. No good. Ellis with some nice D.
A slight advantage for them in the rebound department, but that oftentimes is all it takes.
Especially, Greg, when you're scoring the ball at a decent clip the way they have. I mean, they've done exactly what's necessary to take the lead.
Here's Okafor. Hill gets the rebound.
He's been wayward and just off on about everything he's put up in this period.
And George with the stuff.
And from an offensive standpoint, they have just been stellar.
Yeah, really good. I mean, extremely well coached, fluid, efficient. Man, it's been a lot of fun to watch. The points just keep piling up because they've been such a well-oiled machine. Signature slam right there from the big fella. How many of those have we seen before?
And Okafor slams it in.
And this has been purely a display of offense that we're seeing here today.
And, you know, it's only getting better as both of these teams' defenses are starting to show signs of wearing down.
And stolen by Noel. A great 1-2 punch. Beautiful pass and nasty jam.
And I love that the instant that steal was made, they were out in the open floor.
Ball pressure leading to the run out. Man, it doesn't get much nicer than that. That is sweet, sweet stuff.
Well, the clock has become their worst enemy.
Not a friend anymore. They've got to work quickly from here.
Oh, the officials are all over that one.
Clearly a foul. I mean, didn't give them any choice but to blow the whistle. I mean, you got to play without fouling.
Thompson, he's checked in for Stauskas. And both free throws good for Covington.
Crucial that he converts those shots. They've got to keep eating away at the lead.
Smith against Hill. Outside Turner. Dishes to George. That's tipped. Here we go, one-on-one. Smith, no good.
Well, he gets it in close, but you have to credit that stifling defense for forcing the miss.
Exactly, Greg. I mean, defense like that really increases the degree of difficulty on that shot by a large amount.
The drive by Thompson. Nails it. And he has brought them to within 2 points.
That was massive.
You know it. He's stepping right into the spotlight there.
And they foul intentionally. They're going to have to do that now again and again. They're not in the penalty yet.
Yeah, you can't let them hold the ball and just milk those last seconds away.
No, you got to foul. I mean, it's going to come down to free throws here. Foul right away.
Gets the first. That makes it a 3-point lead. And so he drops them both. It's a 4-point ball game.
Those free throws are the nail in the coffin, guys.
And Philadelphia calls time here. They're down by 4. We've got 13 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. Guys, your thoughts?
Yeah, coaches tell them take the easy points in a hurry and then foul as soon as possible.
Yeah, but you don't want to foul blindly, though. I think teams make a mistake when they do that. Go for the steal. See if you can force a mistake. And then see what happens after that.
Here's Turner. So a close game sees Indiana take this one. That was a fun night of basketball and fabulous finishes. Clark, they can... It's the city of brotherly love, home of the Liberty Bell, where the 76ers are looking to take on a Western Conference opponent. Welcome, everybody. Glad you decided to spend your Thursday night with us here at 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan to call the game with our analysts Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. Taking a look at Oklahoma City. They're one of the most dangerous teams in the NBA right now. No question, they've won 7 of their last 8.
And already a chance for them to take the season series against this team. They see them 3 times, and after winning the first one, they've got to be confident that they can do it again.
There's no question they'd like to get that done, Greg. This game is mental, more than some realize. A win is good, but breaking down your opponent's confidence and will is even better.
So here's Oklahoma City's starting group. Durant, the 3, and Ibaka, the 4. Russell Westbrook out there with Anthony Morrow. And it's Adams in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. The Thunder shooting their first free throws of this.
And really, the form at the line all season has been terrific. 79% as a team.
That's been one of the strongest aspects of this team this season. I mean, there have been very few off nights for them at the free throw line.
Now, here is Smith. He provides a good amount of offense for the team, averaging around 11.5 points a game. Shot clock at 5. And it's Okafor missing.
And guys, the Spurs coaching tree extends pretty far these days. Coach Brett Brown, another former member of the Spurs staff, to be leading an NBA team.
And it's Smith penetrating. Kicks it to Covington. That was incredible. Hammers the alley-oop through.
Unbelievable what I'm seeing here. Is this the dunk contest?
Hey, this one counts, Clark. Believe me, what confidence to attempt the alley-oop to himself.
He couldn't resist on that. The adrenaline just flowing. One of the more spectacular plays we've seen.
Westbrook can't get it to go. The 76ers have gone just 1 of 4 to get this game started. Smith, no good.
And they're 1 of 5 to start this game. Just really haven't gotten into a flow offensively. How about the way he's able to angle his body to shield the big fella off and still get the finish?
You've got to be clever with your sleight of hand when you get inside and try to finish against the bigger guys. And he made it look easy that time.
And Okafor slams it in.
With that reverse jam, the fans got a little extra show there.
That one definitely had something to write extra on it.
Man, I got to pick my jaw up off the floor after that one, guys. Yeah, man, it's close, but, didn't get on balance quick enough.
Yeah, and as quick as players are at this level, in this day and age, I mean, you've got to be perfect in your anticipation to draw the charge.
The 76ers making a switch here. Grant's checked in.
I tell you what, he can do a lot more damage to that rim than that when he wants to.
And Clark, with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one.
Me too.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm glad he didn't, because otherwise we'd probably have a 45-minute delay here if he shattered the backboard.
We know Oklahoma City has the stars, the big names, the offensive flair. But, Greg, this team, and you appreciate this, is a very tough defensive group.
Yeah, I think they've matured in that area. In the past, that wasn't always true. But last year, the Thunder really hung their hat on their defense. Top 10 in opponents' field goal percentage.
Here's Ibaka. From out on the wing, he knocks it down. Ibaka's got his first basket of the night. Westbrook against Smith. Westbrook can't get it to go.
When you look at the Thunder and their defense, it starts with the length they have on the perimeter. It also helps to have rim protectors backing them up on any drive.
Covington kicks to Okafor. Out to Smith. Stauskas' shot is off.
You can't get in a much better position for the 3 than that. Everything was right on target. It just didn't fall.
Durant from deep. Again, Durant missing.
And a final note on the Thunder defense. A lot of it is a mentality. They have guys that aren't scared to challenge shots. And they're a solid group that knows how to play tough team defense.
Now here's Durant. He's a player that you can only hope to slow down as he averages nearly 28 points a game.
Rebounding is going to be the focal point for them in this one, fellas. I can feel it.
It always is, and it has been so far, and they've gotten a nice edge on the glass.
Ibaka comes with the double team. And it's Smith penetrating. Soft touch off the glass. Smith's got 9.
And just a solid way to start the game. 4 or 5.
5 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. It's taken away by Smith. He gets it up. And the release was before the buzzer, but it's off target. And still a close game as the first quarter comes to a close. Welcome back, folks. We have a close game here at the start of the second quarter of play. What stands out to you from Oklahoma City in this one?
I just like the way they're getting out in the open floor, taking advantage of all those fast break chances here early on.
I agree with you, Greg. I mean, they can run, and they've done a good job filling the lanes in transition.
On the floor for Oklahoma City, getting going here in the second quarter. Down low, it's the international combo of Ibaka and Adams. Morrow is the 2 with Durant the 3. And it's Westbrook in at point guard.
Some hang time on that rim puts a little whipped cream on that angel food cake there.
It's a tight ball game, and those displays of strength, Clark, can get one team rolling.
Agreed.
And also the other on its heels. Let's see how this one turns out.
Here now, the league's highest scoring teams the past 10 games. What a stretch it has been for these guys. Second, the Thunder.
Yeah, what an impressive run for this club. Everybody seems to be in a rhythm in terms of scoring, and they are putting up some big numbers.
And the second free throw, good. The Thunder with the lead. Outside Durant. From 8. And that comes off the assist by Russell Westbrook. Westbrook's got 3 assists in the game. Well, the plan has been obvious now, Clark, for a while. The 76ers really loading up on young players, letting them see a lot of minutes, and they're hoping it's going to bear some fruit, as you like to say, coming up.
Exactly, and it will in time because they've accumulated some really nice young talent, Kevin.
And it goes as the official calls the foul. Count it. He'll shoot one more at the free throw line. That's going to send Kevin Durant to the line. It's on Carl Landry.
And with the 76ers, it's not just on the floor that they have stifled the progress. That they've taken 2 top picks knowing they would sit out a full year just to rehab injuries. Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Everybody on the same page, completely in sync, tremendous communication and awareness.
Durant for 3. Again, Durant missing.
You know, one thing few people talk about with the Sixers, this plan of building through the draft and with young players, what if it actually works to their benefit? Then it would become a copycat strategy because we know in the NBA, it's a herd mentality if something works.
Yeah, heads up aggressive play right there. Saw the smaller man on him and took it straight to the basket.
And the 76ers decide to take their first time out here. Outplayed in the previous game on their schedule, losing to Sacramento.
Throughout the first half, even into the third quarter, they had the game totally under control. But man, they just fell apart, collapsed in the fourth quarter. They should not have lost this game.
You know, I really think that they thought the game was over. And oftentimes, as soon as you start to look ahead, you lose that momentum, and then you can't recover. And that seemed to be the case in that one.
For the Thunder, Enes Kanter comes in for Steven Adams, and it's Waiters in for Anthony Morrow. The 76ers have gone 3 of their first 5 shots to drop here in the second quarter. Dishes to Noel. Thompson passes to Landry. Here's Cannon. He's guarded by Waiters. 3 on the clock. Another miss by Philadelphia. Oklahoma City comes into this one after the win against New Orleans.
And the way they attacked the basket in that game was unreal. I mean, after a while, the defenders seemed to just wave the white flag.
Yeah, like you said, I mean, that's what will happen when a team continues to attack the basket and come away with layups. The defense tends to get demoralized and deflated. There was just enough defensive pressure to get him off balance and cause that shot to go awry.
Stolen by Thompson. Outside Landry. And a beautiful feed leads to a monster jam.
Yeah, how about the sharp steal and then run out? It looks like they're ready to put the hammer down.
Well, we've been waiting for one of these teams, Greg, to pull away. Maybe that'll be a springboard for them.
Could be. A dunk like that coming off a great defensive play has to build some momentum. In the first, he had trouble hitting with any consistency. But here in the second, he's turned it around.
Thompson. Again, Philadelphia.
Probably wasn't the shot they were looking for, but they'll take the bucket.
On the wing, Thompson. Buries it down low. Thompson's got 5 points in the quarter.
Boy, they are passing the ball very crisply right now.
They really are, and their last 3 buckets have come by way of an assist.
Westbrook drives in, and Philadelphia grabs the miss. Noel's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Cannon kicks to Thompson. Noel dishes to Landry. There's Cannon with the 3. No good. Westbrook with the nice D there. It's off his leg. And the ref's saying he kicked it. So both teams making some changes here. And so here is Oklahoma City. Here's Payne. Cannon with the rebound.
Oh, tight defense being played right there. Got right up on him and forced the miss.
Textbook work. Close enough to bother the shot. Good challenge, but disciplined enough to avoid too much contact.
And here's Payne. He's averaging around 5.5 points a game. Here's Cantor. And plenty of contact on the shot. So 2 free throws coming up. And the foul called on the Philadelphia 76ers. The Thunder have been successful on 3 of their 4 free throw attempts up to this point. And he's good on the second. And the first half comes to a close. We've got a close game going on here. 76ers on top. They're up by 2. Time now for the halftime break, with the third quarter soon to follow, right here on 2K Sports. And welcome back to the NBA on 2K Sports. More action in store as the players get ready to go, having a nice break to get hydrated with Gatorade. Welcome back, everybody. The start of the second half getting underway. Both teams battling hard through the first half. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade for the second half of basketball. So on the floor for Philadelphia, Stauskas is out there with Ish Smith. Then it's Noel. Then there's Okafor. And it's Covington in at the 3, the small forward. Smith kicks to Noel. Passes it to Okafor. Durant for 3. And it's Philadelphia with the rebound. Their last meeting was in Oklahoma City, where they were unable to fight off the Thunder.
And they'll want to show that they're a much better team than they demonstrated last time out against these guys. At the very least, avoid another blowout.
And it really was the turnovers that fueled the blowout. I mean, a lot of questionable, poor decisions by them with the ball. And when that happens, you can get blasted.
Serge Ibaka has checked in for the Thunder. Westbrook comes in for Payne.
And guys, this 76ers team still trying to forge an identity. One thing that is sure, they will attack the basket, and a lot of fearless players on this roster.
And about a minute of action so far in the third quarter. And here's Covington from the arc. Russell Westbrook with the rebound. Westbrook's got his third rebound tonight. No good from Durant.
1 for 4 from the field since halftime. They're having a tough time getting it going here.
Smith kicks to Covington. Yes, and it's Smith with the assist that time. Covington's got the lead up to 3 now for the 76ers. And Westbrook, here we go, uses the glass to finish the layup. Westbrook's got 8 points.
It is so hard to contain him. He just seems to get it done however he has to do it.
And Philadelphia calls time here. Some changes for Philadelphia. Thompson comes in for Stauskas, and it's Isaiah Cannon in for Smith. Over a minute and a half into the third quarter of action. Cannon kicks to Thompson. Now the pass to Cannon. Noel dishes to Covington. Back to Noel. And Durant comes to help. 4 on the clock. Thompson with it. It's Ibaka picking him up. And there's the foul on the shot. He'll go to the line for 2.
Let's see how the 76ers have performed over the last few weeks. First in blocks.
Shooting for Philadelphia.
Third in steals. And they haven't concerned themselves too much with running the fast break. I mean, they're still in the top half of the league when it comes to scoring in transition, but that's not their focal point.
And going back to that top ranking in terms of block shots, for me, it's been pure dominance. Defensively, they have such great presence around the rim, and at times, that gets in your head.
Well, they certainly didn't have much of a problem getting the ball into the post that time.
Yeah, and that's important because this game may ultimately come down to which team controls the paint in crunch time.
That is up-tempo basketball at its best. So much easier to operate in the open court when a steal triggers the break.
And really, basketball is about rhythm, and that allows your offense to flow better. Now let's see if they can build on it and keep this lead.
There's some good defense for you. I mean, for somebody who's as good at shooting the 3 as he is, you need a defender who's equally adept at guarding against it. That was well done.
I like that. They obviously put the right guy on him.
Throws it up high. Stolen by Thompson. 1:56 left in the third quarter. Over to the wing. There's Cannon with the 3. That's good. Cannon's got 8 points.
Talk about doing a Rip Van Winkle on defense. Come on, guys, wake up. Why are they leaving him open at the three-point line? Come on.
So it's Philadelphia now. Serge Ibaka making his last triple. Philadelphia moving the ball around. And it's Noel missing. Here's Moore. The shot no good. Good D by Thompson. Philadelphia has gone into the three-point range 4 times since halftime and buried 2 of them. There's a screen by Noel. And it's Okafor off the drive. Outside Durant. .52 seconds left in the third. Tries it from 9. And that one comes up a bit short.
His shot's it's not there right now. With his team leading, perhaps, let's focus on some other areas of the game.
Thunder have gone just a bit under 50% from the field since halftime, 5 out of 11.
Such a strong finisher on the fast break.
And, Greg, I love the fact he's always in control. Even though he's going at breakneck speed, he still maintains his body control.
Goes up. Now that's how to finish the break. Throw down with force.
That's how you make an impact with defense. Once the steal is made, you know they're going to be scattered. The floor is open. Take care of business.
Always an advantage when you can get out in the open floor. You get much better rhythm offensively. And this lead, I think, is headed up.
There's a good screen. Got a piece of it. We're at the end of the third, and we've still got a close one. Thunder lead by 2. We're going to step aside for just a second, but join us right back here. All right, the fourth quarter of action getting underway. We've had a great one so far with both sides coming to play. 76ers trailing, and Oklahoma City looking who they've got to start the fourth quarter. The rugged duo of Ibaka and Adams in the middle. Anthony Morrow out there with Russell Westbrook, and it's Singler in the small forward position. Smith outside. Okafor. Yes, and it's Smith with the assist that time. Okafor's got the game tied up here for the 76ers. Pass to Adams. And he takes that one up and powers it through.
And that's how it's done. I mean, find that hole in the D and then go hard to the rack.
Maybe that hole was a little bigger than it should have been.
Well, it was. I mean, a tight game like this one, you'd think they'd have a little more energy at the defensive end than that.
Smith outside. 5 to shoot. A strong finish under heavy pressure all over. The Thunder shooting 47%, pretty solid. It's Westbrook with the drive. For Philadelphia, they've gone 2 of 3 from the field to get the fourth quarter started. Smith with it. Westbrook picks him up. And here's Covington from the arc. And that one's good. And now a 3-point 76ers lead. And a breakdown here, guys. The hustle stats for Philadelphia.
We've seen them make the extra effort from a defensive standpoint, closing out airspace and sending shots back.
You know, one other area they're doing well in is steals. I mean, they've knocked the ball loose a number of times and been able to track it down after the fact.
And the 76ers call time here. And now Doris Burke has an update from the sidelines.
Over that last break, Kevin, I got a chance to hear what Brett Brown said to his team. He told his team to keep looking for three-point opportunities, saying their perimeter defense isn't doing a good job getting out on our shooters. So let's keep firing away until they decide to guard us.
Nerlens Noel checks in for Okafor. And Noel throws it down.
And what a gutty play. I mean, muscles his way to the rebound and then just pounds it home for the putback.
Well said, G.A. The battle on the boards, Clark, could go a long way toward deciding this game.
You know, and if that play is any indication, that's a battle they're willing to put every ounce of their energy into winning.
And we're around 2 minutes into the fourth quarter here. Down low. And he caught that pass in full stride on his way to the big slam. Guys, what a game. 8 lead changes here.
Yeah, nobody giving up any ground either way, fella.
Then don't be surprised if it comes down to the last possession. Just a great, great battle these two teams are waging here today.
Boy, it sure is, and I'm getting the sense that this game could end up being decided by just 1 or 2 plays down the stretch.
Grant the pass to Noel. Smith kicks to Noel. 76ers moving the ball around. Ball's knocked loose. Grant dishes to Covington. For 3, Stauskas. That's good.
One of the big stories is second chance points. They've just been terrific here in the second half in that area.
1:56 left in the fourth quarter. Payne passes to Ibaka. The rim-rattling two-handed jam.
Went for the two-hander on that slam. That's where the weight room comes into play, Kevin.
I think some urgency from him there.
I think he's sensing that this is a critical time in the game, fellas.
He shot the ball exceptionally well as they've built this lead for themselves here.
Payne kicks to Morrow. The feed to Payne. Left side, Adams. Over to the left wing. Morrow, no good.
Kevin, I didn't like that defensive effort at all, but they're lucky he missed it.
Yeah, you hope that's not indicative of the type of D they're going to play, because if they do, they're going to have struggles with him tonight.
Time called here. The Thunder decide to talk it over. They're behind by 2. We've got 1:08 left in the game. And some changes here for the 76ers. Okafor's checked in, and Carl Landry has subbed in for Jeremy Grant. Durant's checked in for the Thunder. Westbrook comes in for Payne. Smith against Westbrook. He dishes it to Adams. There's the double team with Landry. Adams' shot is off.
And you saw how quick the defense was. They were ready for him. They got the hand in the face there and made that much more difficult.
Yeah, and every team needs that kind of rugged interior defense because you want to try.
Boy, what a pressure bucket that was.
Greg, now that's coming through in the clutch.
Thompson inside the line. Russell Westbrook with the rebound.
Almost no chance of that shot going in.
Yeah, there were a lot of other places you could have gone with the basketball instead of forcing that shot.
About 3 seconds between shot and game clock.
You know, even though he's bite-sized compared to the big men on the floor, he's done some really tall work on the board.
Screen by Ibaka. It's Durant on the wing. Shoots from 14. Count it!
I mean, he was great in his last game, Clark, and clearly he has not lost that love and feeling.
Timeout called, the 76ers. Guys, what's your take?
Your only chance here is to lob it towards the basket and go for the tip-in. There's not enough time left to catch and shoot.
Here's Cannon. So a close game sees Oklahoma City taking this one. They break the hearts of every fan in the building with a dramatic late victory.
And, Kevin, this is the kind of win you have to take a ton of pride in. I mean, they battled with everything they had and came through when the pressure was at its highest.
And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. This is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. And now time to go to Ernie Johnson, who's alongside Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith.
Let's take them back.
Yeah, 94.